Good afternoon and welcome to Citizen Sports at 1. My name is Wahiga Moora and here are the day's sports as Hussein looks for a marker. Now, the National Sevens team is expected to touch down from 2:45 p.m. today at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, barely 2 days after winning a bowl trophy during the final leg of the 2014-2015 Sevens World Series in London. And it was during this tournament that Collins Injera became the third man in history to score 200 tries when he scored Kenya's third try in the 24-12 bowl quarterfinal win over Japan. Now, hopefully, today Collins will clarify whether he will have to pay £60,000, that's roughly 9 million Kenya shillings, for the lens that he signed after celebrating his 200th try. Let's take a look at that expensive signing one more time.
Congratulations! Where did he have that pen? Well, that talk about pre-planning a celebration, that is incredible. Collins Injera, take a bow. He's been such a great, outstanding servant. Not sure the cameraman's going to be too happy about that one from now on, but what a way to mark it.
Well, that pen probably cost him about £10, 1,500 Kenya shillings or so, and it may cost him 9 million Kenya shillings, but we'll clarify that when he touches down, as my director comprehends how he had that pen in his socks during that whole match. It does happen. Elsewhere, Chelsea manager Jose Mourinho has blamed his side's Premier League title rivals for Monday's 3-0 defeat at West Brom. Mourinho believes the other top contenders, that's namely Manchester City, Arsenal, United and Liverpool, were the ones to blame by allowing his side to win the title very early. Here are the highlights of that 3-0 thrashing.
Tournament only. Here's Berahino. Well, we talk about his talent. There's a great example of it. West Bromwich Albion lead the champions.
It's a good patient build-up by West Brom. One touch of football. He knows exactly where he is and what he's doing. He knows where it just sets it. Just
no start to the second half, Chris Waddle.
Yeah, Mourinho lively. It's a clear penalty. And the one I'd say is that Gary Cahill gets back round on the cover. Would he have pulled the trigger? Possibly would. So John Terry didn't even get any coloured card, so it was definitely a penalty.
Berahino, and that 100% record continues. He scored twice, Albion have scored twice, and Chelsea, the champions, are staring down the barrel of 2 against 1 here if they want to do it. Felipe Luis has gone out, and look, there it is. It's a basic defending lack of it from Chelsea. Oh, and it's cost them because it's absolutely drilled in by Brunt. That's his speciality. But the defending was below Chelsea's standards.
And staying in football, Benfica won the Portuguese league for the second year running this weekend with 1 game to spare when they drew 0-0 at Victoria Guimarães, and rivals Porto were held 1-1 at Belenenses. This result means that Benfica, who have won 26 of their 33 games and lost only 3, stayed 3 points clear of Porto with 1 match each to play and cannot be caught because they have the better head-to-head record. The team returned to Lisbon yesterday after the away match and received a massive welcome from thousands of cheering fans waving flags and lighting up the scene with flares. Good weekend for Benfica, but unfortunately it was not a good weekend for this Benfica fan who was beaten in front of his children. I warn you, these are violent scenes, but this video footage by CMT showed police after the match talking to a father, grandfather, and 2 boys aged 9 and 13 years old. After that, the video shows a policeman knocking the father to the ground, punching the grandfather when he tried to intervene, and hitting the father with batons while his children watched. The boys were held back when they tried to intervene. The Portuguese Interior Ministry has announced an inquiry into the incident.
A coisa que eu estava desesperado era conseguir.
Very sad scenes there. Now, from the violent to the bizarre, as a brave rally driver successfully finished his race in Poland earlier this month, despite believe it or not, having lost his steering wheel during the ride. A video uploaded onto social media showed the car's steering wheel unexpectedly becoming detached while the driver was making a turn as the race was underway. Let's see that happening. And after briefly stopping the vehicle, the driver, there we go. So the steering wheel is off now. He consults with his co-driver for a bit. They try to put it back on, they can't, and they decide to continue. But it's interesting, and if we can just take a better look at that, if my director can put down the lower thirds, you can see how they continued all the way until the finish line. Oh my goodness, it's the world of sports, anything can happen. Now on to more serious news. The Zimbabwe cricket team has arrived in Pakistan's eastern city of Lahore from Harare via Dubai in the early hours of this morning. Zimbabwe are the first test-playing nation to tour Pakistan since a gun attack on Sri Lanka's team bus in Lahore in 2009 that left 6 Pakistani policemen and a van driver dead. Some players and a local umpire were injured during that incident. Armed security personnel guarded the airport and a large convoy of security vehicles escorted the team's buses as they drove to their hotel in the city. Pakistan is making a big show of security for the tour, and the army may also be called in for the security of the Zimbabwe team if the need arises. And finally, British media newspaper The Guardian is reporting that American sprinter Justin Gatlin has returned home on the eve of tomorrow's Beijing World Challenge meet, stating that organizers told him they do not want him to compete. The American, who has served 2 doping bans, one subsequently overturned, but is currently the world's fastest man, said he had planned to run as the headline 100-meter draw in Wednesday's meeting despite a few injury worries, but he was told that he was not wanted. Gatlin ran the fastest 100 meters of his life and the quickest in the world this year on Friday. He ran in 9.74 seconds in Doha, but he left the airport to fly home, saying that he was upset by the lack of respect shown to him by the organizers. Without further ado, that's it from the sports desk.
Yeah.
I'm Wahiga Mora. I need to leave because...
Yeah, there's a message here that is interesting. Somebody says, I wish they would have said who they are. Injera made a terrible mistake on behalf of Kenyans. That we should be prepared to pay. I pledge 1,500 shillings.
Really?
I'm proud of the team's achievement. And I'm pulling this out of my socks.
What is that you have, Hussein? That's why I wanted to leave to...
You wanted to sign. Show us you can do it. Put your signature on the lens.
Hussein,
I'm prepared to leave after this. Just do it.
This is a permanent marker. I'm not going to do it. No, I can't. I can't. You know what? I value my job. I love what I do. And we leave it on that note. I'm done.
Yeah.
On behalf of the sports desk, I'm Wahiga Mohora. Maybe I'll test this and we can try it again tomorrow.
Anyway, Wahiga, thank you so much for sports news. But for the first time, we've called the bluff on journalists who get away with saying anything in studio. So thank you for watching Live at 1. I'm Hussein Mohammed. Have a good afternoon.
And I'm Wahiga Mohora. Goodbye.